Okay then, we have. It's not necessarily the newest of all of the games that are available out there, but this has come up a couple of times recently that I've been talking to people about. So I love the game. Let's play some cultures. I will give it a couple of minutes and just see if we get anybody showing up. Okay. I've not played this in a while, so what I think I'm going to do is start the campaign again. But I'm going to start from Normandy just so that we avoid the horrendously slow and painful tutorial mission where we have to bribe a shipwright with beer. So the story so far, as we join this game, is that the Vikings have left Greenland and landed in Normandy.
Our voyage south was perilous and stormy, and more than once we were lucky to escape alive. But the gods seemed to look favorably on us, and so, after a long odyssey, we reached the coast of the Frankish Empire. Our vessel was badly damaged, but the land ahead was fertile and wooded, an ideal place to hunt and stock up on our provisions, which had almost been depleted.
Okay, that's going to take a long time. Let's just skip straight through it. So, mission objectives, provide some food. We can probably do that. One of the nice things about this game is there's like this whole list of historical information things. So you get like the Normans in France, which is relating to what's going on now. And as far as I've ever been able to determine, this is actually historically accurate. So it's quite nice that as you play through, you can relate the game to the real world in some sense. Or the real world to the game, whichever way you want to do. I'm not fussy. First, let's filter out all of the information we don't care about. So it's given us a clay extractor and a quarry stone extractor and a wood extractor. Ah, the Norns have given us some chests. So mostly the chests can be opened by anyone. There are also some magical chests that have to be opened by druids. And there's Bjarni, our hero. Danger! Wolves! Okay, we've got some free food. So all of these messages it's showing up are some special bonuses. So we get to place a free headquarters, farm, well, mill, bakery, which is pretty much all you need. So the important first question is, do you go with ship or headquarters, or do you go with the boring building? I think for this one, we're gonna go with the ship. Because that's kind of cool. So, now let's quickly use all the rest of these papers and set up some relatively basic food production and just make sure everyone can be nice and healthy. And it helps to have a well near the bakery. We have a baker, or a civilian, or a farmer. Assuming this means we have a miller. There we go. So these guys can now start producing stuff. We've also got a scout somewhere. We do. Rudolph, hello. We're also probably going to want some sort of clothes for our Vikings at some point, so we'll start someone training there. Okay, so this is just teaching us about extraction. So that's what these 3 that they gave us around here were. Which extractor is it that's suddenly got good enough to... Okay. So, this is how technology works in this game, is people just get good at stuff. And as they get good, they learn how to do more advanced things. So, Herjolf now has enough experience to become a potter. Which means that we now don't have a clay extractor. So we need to replace him with another civilian. Now, we're also going to be reaching a point where we don't have enough civilians anymore. So we're going to need to start getting some houses in place. Wish it would stop teaching me things. So, the pathfinding in this is kind of amazing and kind of awful. Because it works based on where you put signposts as navigational aids. Oh, Commander Root. So, sometimes they can still get very, very confused about where a signpost is. Which is annoying when it happens, but life goes on. For the most part, it's easier to just get your scout to erect a whole load of signposts everywhere. Something seems to have moved in the bushes. Ah, the informer. Okay, so we need to find the princess, apparently. Okay, you're the clay extractor who's just gone off wandering, apparently. I was genuinely expecting things moving in the bushes to be like attack by wolves. Where did that scout go? There he is. The scouts have another important purpose as well. They can claim domesticated animals that, when a tailor is good enough, you can turn into a stock farmer. Okay. Our pottery is up and running, so Herjolf can now start making us bricks, which will let us get to... That's the wrong menu. That one? It's been a little while. So this shows you the complete technology tree for everything, which you can see is a little bit complicated. Okay. We have 3 women at the moment, so... I think we have 3 women. Subjects list. How many women? So there's some interesting things happen in this game as well, because children are a very important part of it. If you saw the stream yesterday, you'll know that I have some opinions about how valid I think this is. But we will try and gloss over some of that. Hey, welcome! So yeah, this is the game I was talking about yesterday. You haven't missed much. Yes. So, I've missed playing Cultures. It's a game that I really, really enjoy. We've managed to find some sheep. We're going to need to build a stock farm. Oh, I forgot you could zoom out. Yes, there's a lot of stuff going on here, which we will get to in time. Yeah, okay, let's keep it zoomed out a little bit so I can actually see what's happening everywhere. Okay, so we've acknowledged that we need some more civilians to do the jobs. So let's have Helga have a boy. Or Catler, you can also have a boy. And let's also try and avoid the sexist overtones of the women will stay at home and provide food for the household. That's one of the parts of the game I have less agreement with, we'll put it that way. But, yes, so hopefully... Hey, look! Also, it turns out babies are able to follow instructions, and you can tell them where to go. Which I think is somewhat nonsensical, but... Okay, so again, just teaching us how to do new jobs. I don't really care just yet about... Where are you going? No, you're not the person I thought you were. You are. I don't care that much about the... Hello! It's alright, you're watching on Twitch, so you're already 20 seconds behind. It's not like the extra 10 is going to make a difference. Okay. So, this chappie can become a replacement quarry stone extractor. And we'll turn this quarry stone extractor into stonemason. At some point we'll also set up like carrying routes, because you can use those to really make this whole food production bit a lot more efficient. But for now, we are just going to need some more civilians. Okay. So now the potter knows how to do more working with clay. We can upgrade the pottery and he can start producing tiles. But then you've got the problem of you still need more civilians because you need to promote your new clay extractor to being a potter and get a new clay extractor to fuel both of the potters. So it becomes a real sort of micromanagement experience as the game goes on. Oh, you're a civilian. Excellent. Let's have a civilian. We're slowly running out of clay. And we... Is that stone or is that brick? Stone. Okay. Almost certainly. Although Thorkatla is free at the moment. Why select Snorri? Snorri isn't going to live there when he grows up. Well, probably not going to live there when he grows up. So I'm trying to think. The potter will do brick, tile, and I think crockery. So you need 3 potters, 2 stonemasons. And technically we will need a second baker as well at some point, but that's not important now. Yeah, so that's... The stonemason and the pottery will effectively upgrade each other. So, hooray, another civilian. You can do quarry stoning. Upgrade that. Have this one make tiles. Change this one into a potter to make bricks. So you can see particularly early on how quickly this game will develop. It also helps that I do tend to play it on the highest speed, because otherwise it's really slow. Okay. So you marble. So we're making all of the essential. So the women do breeding. The women will also stock up houses. So low-level dwellings can only have food, I think. But okay, so they can still have furniture and crockery. So as long as there is at least one woman in a house, she will try and keep the house supplied with food and, like, household goods. I was saying earlier, this is one of the key sticking points I have with this game, because it's a little on the sexist side of things. For all there are plenty of games like this where you can say things like, oh, but it reflects the times. It's like, but it's also not real, so you can kind of do whatever you like with it, because, you know, it's not real. Also, as you upgrade the dwellings, you can fit more families in. Yeah. Don't really care about crockery at this point. Okay. So to start with, let's just find any civilians we have. But we can start assigning them. Yeah, exactly my point though, right? It's fictional. You can make stuff up. So why can't you have women doing at least some of the jobs in this? But in fact, I might switch to this game in a little bit, because hey, it's a weekend, I don't have school tomorrow. Mountain Blade Warband, I think, covers this in a really good way, because it comes in, yes, there is sexism, but they do it as a deliberate acknowledgement of, you know, this is a medieval society and this is how women were treated. And rather than saying, because of this you must play a man, they give you proper character creation and say, you can play a character you want to do, but be aware of the fact that if you play a woman in this society, you will have a harder life. Like, the men do not trust you as much, because you actually even get proper dialogue. I say proper dialogue. You know, the dialogue and the interactions that happen with the lords in the land show that they think you're very, very strange for being a woman who is an adventurer, and, like, you're out in the world doing man's work. And rather than it's just there and they never acknowledge it, it's part of a deliberate statement that they make with the game. It's also really good fun. And with the Warband expansion, you actually get to start your own faction and join wars and things, so that gets quite cool. I mean, are you lost? Okay, the cattle farm is almost ready. Oh, yeah, like... You look at some of the societal assumptions that get made in games like these, and yeah, there's no support at all for that. But hey, you say that though, that's a gap in the market for like a proper historical sort of RPG strategy sim thing like this, where you have options like that, and you can use it to explore the medium of, you know, just how people are and how people behave in these sorts of environments. Or maybe I'm being optimistic about the potential for change in modern society. It's difficult to tell sometimes. Hey look, little ruined tower. Also, more ships. Here's Scouty McScouterson. I want to find some cows. You can farm some sheep. So yeah, sheep and cattle farming is also a very efficient way of producing food. And I also have no idea how you're supposed to pronounce her name. Oh, hang on. I have some space here. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, if you ever see my Twitter feed at the moment, like, if I'm not basically posting that I'm streaming, I'm currently trying to go on a one-woman crusade against THQ Nordic and Golem Labs. It's like, I love the Guild series of games. It's fantastic. I can't remember how it's spelled now. That one. Berio or something, I think. But yeah, so I'm going on a little crusade against THQ Nordic and Golem Labs because they've managed to get name inputs to go backwards. So in one of the early releases for the Guild 3, I could use my name. And I loaded it up a little while ago, and in one of their updates, they've broken it so it no longer accepts the E acute I have in my name. So instead of displaying it, because it'll cache previous names if you go to start a new game, and instead of displaying it, it gives me an uneditable text input field with lots of #A symbols in it. It's just like, how can you have previously supported actual text and broken it? And I'm like, hi, have you heard of regression testing? Because you've got some big old regression here. Hey. Okay. So we're gonna need like at least 2 more. Yes. Also, I've no idea who that was supposed to be talking, but I swear it sounded like the Cookie Monster. Oh, I know. I've had no response from them yet, though, so I'm assuming that they don't care that they've... Because I don't know at this point even how to remove the cache from the name. I can't do it manually because it won't let me edit the field. And I've had no response from them about how I'm supposed to have a playable copy of the game again. And like I say, it's a shame because it's a series I really, really enjoy, and it does some things that I think are great, and we need to see more of. And yeah, it's just broken. So you lot can prepare for the next tier of buildings. Hi, wolves. Got those three, those two, and one of those. But yeah. I've also been learning recently that I do not understand rocket science. That's the phrase I was looking for. Because I've managed to... I've been playing Kerbal Space Program, finally got into it. And I've managed to accidentally get one of my Kerbals lost in orbit around the sun. Which was embarrassing. So, hang on, how many? 1, 2, 3... Okay, I've got all 4, so that one can upgrade as well. So I need one more woman, I think, to fully stock everything. Darn it. So annoying when the men take over the homes. Like, I don't want you there, because I don't care what you're doing. I've literally zero interest. Oops. Why does that seem like I have an accidental extra baby? Accidental Extra Baby is a terrible name for a band. Just before anyone tries to take that one. Oh. We have a couple of big old houses. It really isn't, though. It just overall sounds kind of unpleasant. I mean, this might be the country girl in me talking, but I still maintain about the best band name I've ever heard was the one Bill Bailey came up with on the Qualm Peddler tour, which was Ripped Apart by Badgers. I think we need 2 more boys. Oh, no, okay, that was actually accidentally correct. Whoops. So, select all of the unmarried peeps. And deselect the scout, because scouts have issues. Oh, Ripped Apart by Badgers were great. So he even does like a little sort of music video for their self-titled single. Have a boy. Boy. Have a boy. All have girls. I mean, straight up build another dwelling for them. Now, where's that scout gone again? Because otherwise, they're all going to get lost trying to go home. I also love the adorability factor of the fact that all of the babies get delivered by stork in this game. Because obviously they do. That was awful. I'd say you should feel ashamed, but it would be a lie, and I know you wouldn't. Ah, civilians. Here just to find them in this list. Okay. Also, I believe in education for all the little Vikinglets. I mean, yeah, you should be, but it was also still terrible. Like, that's not going away. As long as you're happy with that, it's all good. Also, we need cows. Okay, I wasn't expecting like the sort of natural harbour approach. Aha, cows, excellent. That's quite a lot of cows, actually. Stop running away, I'm only claiming you. I mean, to be fair... Which boat? This boat? Or this boat? Or was there another boat that I missed? Because no, this is just the headquarters building. I think it's supposed to represent we have landed, and rather than dismantling our boat, we'll just haul it onto land and pretend it's a building. And deselect the scout again. Scouts are awkward just because they can't get married and... Like, I don't know if it's deliberate they can't get married. Okay, in general, yes you can. But in order to use boats, you have to get a tier 4 carpenter who can build you a boat. And then you've got to be careful, because with vehicles and things, you need to make sure they're loaded up with food, or all the people who are in them will starve. Okay. So, want the clay extractor. We want a mushroom extractor. Oh, can we not get mushroom extractors yet? That's awkward. Okay, never mind then. It doesn't expire. At least I don't believe it expires. I think food stays forever, but obviously it's like the people in boats and things need to eat, so that's what they eat. You say that. We can always go back to the Settlers 2, because I was playing that again earlier just because I really enjoy it. So I'm playing Chapter 4, On the High Seas, where you just have like one guy who picks up some boards and starts building a ship. Because why not, I guess? Okay, so the school is useful because it lets you completely bypass needing to gain experience. So, I guess we could also go for a tailor. So some of the more advanced parts of this game are that you can improve the rate at which villagers do things. Because if they've got tools, they'll work faster, and if they've got shoes, they'll move faster. There's also a whole religion mechanic which requires oil. Apparently, we're not allowed oil yet. Okay. You make crockery. You make tile. You make bricks. Now, let's turn on crockery at all of the houses. Okay, so yeah, all of these houses are full of food, which is good. Oh yeah, Well, it's supposed to be druidic, which is why I wanted the mushroom extractor. So the mushroom extractor will predictably extract mushrooms, and then become a herb gatherer, and then become a druid. And one of the things a druid can do is turn mushrooms into oil. It's not massively necessary until you get to making weapons, because if they work in an industry that's to do with war, they lose religious satisfaction faster. Which is also why the dwellings can accept oil as a thing. So any worker who goes home while there's oil burning can replenish their religion as well. So if I select somebody, that's what all of the bars here are about. So like they need energy that they get from food, they need stamina that they get from sleeping, social motivation, which is you'll just see them occasionally chat to each other, and religion. So I think I sold them all to have boys, didn't I? These ones can all have girls. Just for optimal house filling. That's what we'll call it. Will be set up. We'll expand the bakery in a minute as well when we've got some more workers, and then they can start making cakes. It's also possible to build roads and fences and gatehouses and all sorts of things in this. It can get very, very complicated after a certain point. There's also a whole sort of diplomacy thing. So there's trading and diplomatic gifts, and people react differently to different sorts of attitudes and what's going on. Ooh, a chest. Okay. Taylor can produce armour. I want you lot to change equipment, large healing potion. Yeah, well, it's like I say on my usual weekday streams, is there's a lot of old games that just do things that you don't see anymore because they had to find a way to be more advanced effectively. Aye, more chests. Okay. Some plate armors. Let's suit up, guys. Homeless people. I think I pressed the wrong button. Oh, it's because I meant to be on unmarried. That was... yeah. that was me being dumb. There we go. So, let's turn a civilian into a carpenter. Let's turn a civilian into a cake baker. Okay, so, hostile Vikings. I'm not sure why I necessarily needed to specify they were hostile there. I mean, I think there's an amount of historical basis to say that a lot of Vikings were hostile. Going to need a beehive as well. And let's also think about a warehouse. Change profession, carrier. Oh, yeah. Girls. We have 2 Freydises. And 2 Gudruns and 2 Hulvi. Or Catlers now as well. Five. Why do I not have the option to make you have children? Oh, because at least one of you is in an unconstructed building. I mean, I know we're the gentle Vikings. Because, like, we've refused to even pick up these catapults. Although, actually, if those other Vikings are going to threaten us, maybe we should pick up these catapults. Oh, okay, they're currently neutral to us. Now, they've got a chest here. Should we see if we can open the chest? I probably shouldn't have done this with Bjarni, who has to survive or we lose. Ooh, hello. Bonus soldiers. Okay. Now we should be able to... Yeah. Find the scout. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, it's impressive that they fit 3 men in that chest. Oh, look, more chests. Really? You really want me to attack some buildings, don't you? Yeah. I mean, I know I was joking about being aggressive, but no, Bjarni, get away from the wolves. Okay, they haven't all grown up yet. There is only one civilian. I mean, as far as soldiers go, in theory, you can, your stone extractors can learn how to extract iron and gold. And once they've done that, then you can use the iron to forge into metal weapons. So we might find that the carpenter can learn how to make a wooden spear. Yeah. And we can make leather armour. Can we build a barracks, even? Okay. So we can make soldiers if we really need to. We just can't make, good soldiers. Baker. Please make me some cakes. Thank you. So we have some more civilians. What do we need the civilians to do? I guess we can make one of them learn how to be a furniture rack. I mean, how many soldiers have they got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's actually quite a lot of soldiers. Let's maybe not attack them. Yeah, so now all of the women who live in these dwellings are stocking up on cake for all of the lazy men who don't really do anything useful. What buildings do we not have yet? That's usually a good sign of what you need to do. Brewery. I'm not even entirely sure what the purpose of the brewery is. Yeah, just sit at home and eat cake, right? That's not even just that. You have the women bring you the cake. You just know that there will always be cake. And it's like... Sure, but... Why do we produce the beer? That's the question. Carrier... I just realised how horrible it sounds to say that someone can become a carrier. The brewer is ready. Look there. So now we... Ooh, even more chests. That was uninteresting. Hey, someone else has signposts. Let's follow them and see where they go. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of those signposts was. Run away! No, run more away. Yeah, so letting key heroes die to random wolf attack is... Yeah? Yeah, most of what happens on this channel is just like old games. No, keep running more away. Don't let the heroes die to random wolf attacks. Hopelesses. Find all of the women's. Sign them home. And get everyone who isn't a scout. And they can all get married. I mean... Yeah, it was like the 12 of them that were in the other group. That was more of a concern. But yeah, going back to what we were talking about earlier, it's like... I'm not aware of the Vikings being massively into marriage either. Okay? The wolves have just given up on attacking, apparently. I mean, I'm not complaining, for sure, but... There we go. It's making the world a safer place, one wolf at a time. Yes, Bjarni was attacked by some wolves who are now dead. Like, it's usually pretty cool to have a look around any of these other settlements just for the sake of looting their chests. Her, her, her. Hey, That's, like, objectively the best type of paper. The just do a thing you want. Okay, and that's just out of Rattingen. Objective. We're still on Find the Princess. Whoops. There are some more wolves. I mean, at least the heroes do tend to heal really quickly. Hooray, we can produce hand carts. So, hand or ox carts are the things that you need for trade, because merchants don't like carrying stuff, is what I've learned. Although ox carts are clearly the best, and we have an ox farm, so it's not like access to oxen is a problem. Look, you're on a cliff, just jump! But where are you going? Really? I'm not sure why he went off that way. But this comes back to what I was saying earlier, is that every so often you do find a place where the pathfinding just breaks. And yeah, like, mountains are the worst. Like, if it's like just for Bjarni or something, it's usually okay. But it's when you need to get iron or gold later on in the game, and it's like, yeah, no, they can't find anything. Have your scout erect some signposts. It's like, they're next to a signpost. What do you think that is? Okay. So we're still on Find the Princess, because we found the prince first. But oh, needs an upgrade to handcarts. I guess we can also turn furniture now. So everyone gets, like, comfort and happiness and all manner of nice things. So why are you not married? I was relatively confident brewers could marry, at least. Marriage pathing is another interesting one. I usually find it helps to have unmarried people stand next to each other just so it's easier for them to realise that they can get married. So yeah, I'm probably going to try and finish this level or get to the sub-level, because I can't remember if this has one. And then we will take a break for 5 minutes or so and pick a different game. Oh, yeah, it's literally matchmaking. Because otherwise they'll be standing around going, well, who do I marry? Like, the one in front of you, all I need you to do is give me more children. I mean, I've never heard of Paris before. Is it nice? Oh, you are called Frankish Princess, apparently. Okay, so yes, there is a sub-level. All the wolves. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, that was the Cultures 2 for a little bit. Let's close out of this.